Is our third pitch of the night, Rafael de la Vega from Salt Athletic.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Rafael de la Vega, and I'm the head honcho over at Salt. Here at Salt, we're solving the problem of foul-smelling, unsanitary athletic gear stinking up your life. Next slide, please. And we're doing so with a patent-pending combination of military-grade activated carbon and silver in the lining of athletic bags. Now, the carbon we use in our bags was originally developed by the UK Ministry of Defense for chemical warfare applications, and as such, it has an enormous surface area. To give you an idea, the carbon in each of those products has a surface area of about 8 soccer fields. This gives it a great capacity to absorb odors and moisture, but not before we pass it through a layer of silver. And silver is very efficient at killing off odor-causing microorganisms on contact. So now that I've told you a little bit about what we do, let me tell you who we are. Salt Athletic is a sports technology company that creates anti-odor, antibacterial athletic gear to the highest aesthetic standards. We've built this company to occupy a place in the market that we believe is not being well served right now, and that is of high-end, innovative athletic bags. And we've built this brand on 3 main principles. The first is continuous innovation. We believe the only way to stay ahead is to innovate faster than anybody else. The second is aesthetic excellence. That's super important in the athletic industry. And the third is a focus, of course, in the athletic industry, because that's an industry that we as a founding team are very passionate about. The very first product to embody this whole philosophy is the Aircase Cleat Bag. Judges, you have an Aircase Cleat Bag that is packaged there, and feel free to open it right now so you can see what our customers experience when they open it. This is a product, it was my personal need for this product that led to the development of Salt, and we decided to focus on soccer because it is a sport that we know extremely well, and on a cleat bag specifically because we can isolate the problem away from all the other things that people carry in their soccer bag. Now, the initial response to this product has been very positive. We launched this in December of 21, and we've done about 50,000 in sales until now. We've sold all of these through our website. The first 3 months we were really experimenting and working with an ad agency to move this inventory. The last 3 months we brought everything in-house, and in March we were figuring out what we were doing. We only did about 2,000 in sales. In April we began to hit our stride and did $8,000 in sales, and we grew that by 15% in May to 9,200, and today we are 17% ahead of where we were at this exact spot in May. So we're projected to beat May revenue by 10 to 20% again. Now, our website currently converts the traffic that's coming in into a sale at a 3.1% rate, as opposed to the industry standard of 1.29, meaning that we are outperforming the industry by a margin of 140%. And the people using this product are anyone from youth soccer players to professional soccer teams. We are the official cleat bag providers for the Switchbacks here in town, #1 team in the nation in their league. So the market for what we're doing, of course, we're playing around in an enormous market with a lot of big players. The athletic market is worth $129 billion, but we've really focused on the segment of athletic bags because we believe it is one of the least well-contested and fastest growing over the course of the next 5 years. It is projected to grow at an annual rate of 8%. Within that, we looked at the cleat bag market by looking at all the soccer households that earn above $75,000 a year here in the US, and we know that not all of them are going to purchase from us, only that first adoption group, and that's about $9.3 million. This is a great time to introduce a product like this to the market because there is a change in consumer preference towards microbial elimination. The pandemic has put germs at the very forefront of our thinking, and as such, there is a higher perceived value around products that can deal with germs. Second, there's increased health awareness coupled with rising sports participation. Soccer continues to grow here in the United States. And third, there is low competition in applying odorless tech to the athletic space. So speaking of competition, we're really focused in this top right quadrant here. We've got Odor Crusher. They sell a $300 bag with an ozone generator inside of it. This is a very expensive product that relies on electricity to work. Then we've got Skunk and Funk Fighter gym bags. Both of these brands we believe are not very well branded, Their product only relies on activated carbon to work, and the products themselves have little to no visual appeal. As such, we believe that we are well positioned to win in this market in the long term because we have a much better brand. The Salt brand was developed by ex-Apple people. That's why you see a visual and a visual identity cohesion across everything we do. We have a better targeted product, which means we can be more effective in selling. And we don't only deal with the odor, but we also deal with the microbes as well. So when I say we, here's our team. Jackson Love, our COO, is a systems engineer at Lockheed Martin. Then Joaquin, our CFO, worked for both TD and the Canadian Revenue Agency. And Banner Brock, head of partnerships, is the guy that keeps on convincing professional soccer teams and professional soccer players to work with us. And then there's myself. I'm the guy that envisioned this and convinced them that this was all going to work. So in order for it to work, the numbers have to make sense. Here's how the numbers break down for this first product. We are selling it on our website at $59. We anticipate that the B2B sales price for each unit is going to be at $29.50. This gives us a gross margin on those D2C sales of 69% and a gross margin on those B2B sales of 39%. As we increase our volume and source certain materials at the mills in Asia, we can increase that D2C margin to 75% and the B2B margin to 50%, which is our target. And now for our 5-year forecast, we're telling a story of really focusing on the aircase business and growing the aircase business over the next 2 years, but starting next year to develop our whole line of athletic bags to hit much larger markets such as gym goers and yoga goers, and introducing those in years 3, 4, and 5 to see substantially increased growth there. So in that process of growth, this grant can prove very beneficial as it will allow us to establish the company in a financially self-sustaining growth path, which will help us as we negotiate with investors for future rounds of funding. The way we intend to deploy these funds, the first of it is $13,500 towards a continuous production agreement with our factory in Mexico, and the rest of the money to really optimize and maximize our ability to sell this product online. We've done a decent job in-house, but we believe it's now time to bring in world-class marketers to take it from here. We've looked at a ton of different agencies and found one that really caught our eye. They've deployed over $175 million in ad spend and generated over $700 million for their clients. One of those clients is a backpack brand that they scaled to $45 million in annual sales and in the course of 7 years. So we believe that they're the ones we need to work with next. The way that breaks down for us is a $1,500 new agency setup fee, $5,000 for new creative, video and photo creative for our advertisements, $15,000 for advertising costs over the next 2 to 3 months, $10,000 for social media partnerships, as we're really looking to partner with professional women's soccer players for this next round of growth, and then $5,000 for website conversion rate optimization. Because although the website is doing well right now, we've spoken to a few experts, and there's a lot of things we can do to make this website sell the product a whole lot better and to its full potential. Thank you very much. I'm happy to take your questions now.
Ever thought about why not license this or utilize your IP and sell it that way?
So yes, we have. And this is a conversation we had with our patent lawyers. And what we heard back from them was there's not as much money in IP as there is in building a brand that works. And since you're young, you might as well go through the whole process of that. You can always license and sell the IP later.
So it was an attorney decision?
I guess so. He gave me the facts I needed to make my decision.
Okay. No, and the reason I ask is you can sell this in a variety of ways, depending on which channel you want to do this, or you go to direct-to-consumer from your website, or however you do that. However, that's a long runway, right? $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. Have you thought about what that would look like from a revenue model for your company today if you scaled quickly utilizing that method versus the alternative route? I understand you have a long runway from your age.
Right.
However,
absolutely, and right now we're finalizing the last things we need to get that patent issued, and so once that's done, absolutely, we can look at other sports and other applications that currently are never going to be used by Salt and start generating revenue that way.
So I grew up playing hockey. I don't know if you've ever been in a hockey locker room, but it's pretty nasty. Can you take this technology and use it in other ways for other bags, like hockey bags or football bags?
Absolutely. So we just spoke with somebody that is actually connected to Bauer, and we're in very early stages of a conversation of a co-branded hockey bag.
So, couple quick questions. The first one is just really more around as you're looking at kind of expanding the market and doing all kinds of good stuff. What's your kind of strategy for? Are you going to start in Colorado? Expand? I mean, this is really international. I mean, really what you're talking about. But I mean, it's kind of walk me through really quickly. Stages of growth. Is it Colorado, the nation? Is it the national in certain sports? Like, what's your methodology?
So initially, we're just going to scale up. What's been working best for us has been advertising on the Facebook platform, which is Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, focused on the United States, because just sending these to Europe or Australia, we've had people in Europe and Australia that have seen it and paid $30 in shipping to get one of these, but most people see that shipping and they're like, no way. And so that's the growth strategy is first, let's focus on growing this in the United States. The two main ways we're selling this is those advertisements, which last month we deployed about $3,000 in ad spend, and that generated about $9,000 in revenue. And then the other way is we're partnering with youth clubs. So it's really the main people purchasing this product right now are the soccer moms. And you can get a hold of the soccer moms to their coach or their kid's coach or team manager and tell them, hey, there's a 20% discount on this product. The club is running this thing, and we've seen good initial success from that. All the clubs are not in session right now, so we're looking to get that started. We've actually ran a campaign with the Rapids Youth Academy, which proved to be very successful for us.
Totally makes sense. And I'm totally thinking Pride Soccer, and for my daughter, this is like a good call.
Well, if you're in touch with Pride Soccer, talk to their director so that they work with us, because we try to work with them. They were the first people before we had a sale. They said, hey, you're going to have to take that somewhere else. So if you know, get us in with them, please.
I know Candy. We'll talk.
Yeah, tell Candy.
But the other question was just really more about kind of along the lines of, I know you have a patent pending, but I mean, what is the probability that, Adidas comes along and, well, it may not be exactly, using the methodology that you've got, but it's something just so similar and works fairly well. I mean, is it something that's pretty easy for them to do? Is it technology you developed pretty exclusive, and once you get that lock on that patent, you're good?
So here's how Adidas works, and a lot of Puma, Adidas. I'm not sure if Nike does it this way, but Adidas doesn't make their own athletic bags. They license their logo to a company that makes their athletic bags. And those athletic bags don't move very well. I got a job at Dick's for a year, at Dick's Sporting Goods, just to learn the lay of the land and how these things work. They sell them with Dick's, purchase them at 30% of the retail price, because they're not sure that they're going to be able to move it. And as such, they don't have the margins on what they're doing to include what we're doing. And they're very expensive textiles that we're putting in those bags.
So I'm going to use an example. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you should throw the pair of shoes away. They're stinky, awful. And my sons are an 8, okay? So if I put his shoes in here, and there's two concepts going on. Number one, you're kind of containing the smell.
Right.
But how much are you actually getting rid of the source problem? Or is this just more of a hermetic seal to put it in your car?
So it's not hermetic, because there's airflow going through that. You've seen that magnetic closure. The idea with this product is to just eliminate the shoes from stinking up your whole life, right? It does reduce the odor to a degree, because the carbon it's the highest quality carbon you can possibly get. But the patents we filed have allowed us to put a horn in to go inside the shoe, and that we've been testing with different types of carbon. Bamboo carbon is usually the best, and a silver surface there, and that does a whole lot better job. Building out the production line for that was a nightmare. Even for this one, it was a nightmare. So we just said, hey, let's just go with this for now. Let's grow this, and as we have more funds and can hire more engineers, let's go to the next iterations. Because the natural evolution of this is you have a very good way of putting silver or copper inside the shoe. And that's where all of this is headed. But it's not very cost effective to do it yet, and that's where we're going to be spending a lot of our R&D money once we grow.
From a threat perspective, I see your supply chain as an area that has a lot of vulnerability. You mentioned Asia. I think it was 1775 is the average COG
Yes.
for your product. And I follow the commodities market, so silver isn't something that's going down anytime soon. How are you hedging against risk with not only the market, but with your supply chain in Asia to ensure that you can keep your cost of goods, the price per cost of goods low?
So that 1775 and those bags that you have right there are all made in Mexico. And we are sourcing a lot of our fabrics in Mexico. As we source in Asia, we can drop that COGS down to below 15. So we haven't even done anything in Asia. We started building out our supply chain in January of 2020 when you launched Venture Attractor. And we were working in Vietnam, and then all of that shut down. And throughout the pandemic, we figured out how to make this in Mexico. So that's how we're doing. We're going to look at Mexico, DR, and then Asia. And to address the silver, the amount of silver in each of these bags is less than 50 cents. So we can afford a 100% increase in silver prices.
So, simple question, I think, but I'm just curious, the name salt, why salt versus silver? If that's what's...
So this is a conversation we had with our branding agency. I asked them, hey, I really love Apple, man. And could we grab a concept that literally everybody has a relationship to and rebrand it? And that was the task I gave them, and they came back with salt. And salt's been a preserving agent. You know, there's other things around there as well. Thank you very much.